Hi everyone, Monday again, soon come round. So we will start very shortly. If there are any of you here that haven't done Pilates before, then I strongly recommend that you do the easiest levels of the exercises once we get going. So we'll start off with some mobility, warming up, getting the joint mobile, warming up the muscles, and then we'll move into the main session. At that stage, that's when I'll give you different variations of intensity for your exercises. So we're going to start off on our feet this evening. So when you're ready, bring yourself up to standing position. So we're going to place our feet hip width apart, knees are slightly bent. So we're just going to stand nice and tall with our shoulders back and down. What I want you to do is just gently squeeze your stomach muscles, so you're pulling your belly button very slightly towards your spine, and take nice deep breaths. Big breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. So general rule of thumb is to exhale as we take away from the body and inhale as we return towards the body. So we're going to move on to some mobility. For this one, just to begin with, we're just going to breathe normally, so don't worry about the in through the nose, out through the mouth that I've just shown you. We will just start off by breathing normally and just rolling forward and back. So just getting some mobility into the ankles, warming up the calf muscles a little bit as well. So just going to do a couple more of those. Alright, so we're going to take our body weight over to our left side, keeping our shoulders level. We're going to lift the knee, we're going to rotate the hip, bring the knee forward again, and down. So we're going to keep going on the same leg, trying to keep your hips forward and not twisting the rest of the body. So we're going to breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and breathe out. And we're going to do one more on that side. And then when you're ready, we're going to switch over. So get your balance first. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and breathe out. If you're feeling a little bit unsteady, then you could just maybe just come to a knee raise, or even just a little heel raise, or if you've got a dining chair or something like that handy, then you can use that to help you with your balance if you need to. So breathing in, breathing out, breathing in and out. I'm just going to do two more of those and then we'll move on. So feet under hips. We're going to move on to some forward flexion now. So we're taking a breath in, and then on the out breath we're tucking the chin in, slowly rolling down through the spine. Just let your arms hang loose. Inhale as you gently roll back up, eyes forward, and then breathe out again, slowly roll down. Breathe in as you slowly roll back up. This is lovely for the vertebrae and the spine. It's good for mobility. We're just warming up the muscles in the back. I'm just going to do a couple more. So tucking the chin in first, slowly rolling down. Chin coming up last, and one last one. I'm going to do some shoulder rolls now to mobilise the shoulders. So we're taking a breath in, and then on the out breath, we're slowly circling the shoulders forward and up. Inhale, back and down. Change directions, so we exhale, circle back and up, inhale, forward and down. One last one. So we're going to move into the main session now. So we're going to combine two different moves together. We're actually going to combine the push-up and the leg pull. So if you know how this combination works, if you're a regular to my classes, then you can just crack on. If you want to watch the first one and then join in once you've seen me do it, you can. Or if you want to work along with me, you can do that. So we're placing our feet hip width apart. We're standing nice and tall, shoulders back and down. We take a deep breath in, and then on the out breath, just like we did to mobilise the spine, we're rolling down. But we carry on. So when you feel the stretch into the hamstrings, bring your knees down to the floor, walk your hands forward. Take your hands outside of the shoulders, breathe in, slowly lower. Breathe out, slowly push yourself back up. And then bring your elbows down onto the floor under your shoulders. So you can stay here with your knees on the floor, or you can take your knees off the floor. So we're going to stay here, and we're going to take 5 deep breaths. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. 3 more to go. Just remember to keep the stomach muscles activated. Remember, you've got the option to do this on your knees if you need to. Once you've taken that last breath out, pop your knees down to the floor, walk your hands back towards your knees, and then we lift the knees up and we slowly roll back up, 1 vertebrae at a time. And then we repeat. Take a deep breath in, then on the out breath, slowly tuck your chin in. So if any of you are feeling like you need more of a challenge, you will keep your knees off the floor. You'll take your hands wide, you'll do your push-up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Then you'll just bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Take 5 breaths in and out. Okay, once you've done that last breath again, you'll just bend your knees before you start to walk your hands back. Chin tucks in, slowly roll. Back up. And again, big breath in. Breathe out, slowly tuck that chin in. So again, if you need, I'll just come back to the less intense option. You're bringing your knees to the floor. You're walking the hands nice and wide. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, then you're going to come down onto those forearms. So you've either got your knees on the floor or off the floor. So hang in there. What I'm going to do is just give you a side view, just so that you can see what we need to avoid. So we need to avoid this kind of thing with the bum sticking up. So we tuck the pelvis under and bring that spine into a nice straight line. Same if you've got your knees off the floor. So once again, once you've done those 5 breaths, you either pop your knees down to the floor or you just bend them slightly if you're up on your hands. Walk those hands back. And we slowly roll up. So do the level that you're confident at doing and you feel like you're doing it well. And remember, you can stop these exercises anytime you need to. If you're starting to feel the fatigue, if you feel your technique starting to suffer, just have a little bend of the knees or drop your knees to the floor. Okay, we're going to do that one more time. So if you're up on your hands, like myself, similar thing, just making sure that the bum's not sticking up in the air. Well done. Bend your knees, slowly walk those hands back. Okay, so we're going to slowly come back up to standing position. And we're moving on to the standing spine twist. So that was quite a challenging combination for strength. So we're going to do a nice follow-up with a nice mobility exercise for the spine. So bring our hands together, middle fingers under the chin, thumbs to the chest. We take a breath in, and then on the out breath we're slowly twisting, keeping the hips facing forward. We inhale, we come back to centre, and then we exhale to the other side. So we keep the hands in this position to stop us just turning the head, making sure that we're moving from the waist upwards. So with the breathing, we take an out breath as we twist away, and we take an in breath to return. Going to do one more in each direction. And then we relax in the centre. So if you're needing a lie down after a hectic bank holiday weekend, then you're in the right place now. So that's what we're going to do now. I'm just turning my mat round just so that you can see, hopefully. There. Okay, so we're going to have a lie down on our backs and we're going to do an exercise called the scissors. So we've got 4 different options. I'll start off with the easiest one. So we have a lie down, feet, knees and the hips in line, neutral spine position. For level 1 we take a breath in and then on the out breath we raise one knee, bringing the knee above the hip. So that's your start and your finish position. You take a breath in, and then as you breathe out, you slowly lower the heel towards the floor, and then inhale as you return. So we keep the angle at the knee the same. It doesn't straighten, it just remains flexed in that same position. For level 2, you raise your second leg, and you alternate from one leg to the other. So for level 1, you'll just continue on the same leg until either I ask you to switch, or if you need, you feel the need to beforehand, then that's fine, just switch when you need to. So that's your level 2. Just need to make sure with both legs up that we're not letting that back arch up, we just keep that little space between the lower back and the floor. Now for level 3, from your start position here, you take a breath in. As you breathe out, one leg moves towards you, the other leg moves away from you. So we're taking those big breaths, we're keeping that tension in the stomach muscles all the time. And then to modify that to level 4, you're bringing your head and your shoulders and your arms off the floor. So like I said earlier, do the level that you can do well and safely, that you're confident at doing. Work as slowly as you can through your repetitions. So if you're on level 1 and you haven't changed legs yet, then you can do that now. All the other levels keep going as you were. Stay with me nice and slow. And again, just keep thinking about, just be mindful of your lower back, making sure it's not lifting up too far from the floor. More if you can manage. Remember, you can stop anytime you need to. And then we're bringing the feet down one at a time, taking ourselves into full body stretch. So you're just pointing your toes, taking your arms overhead. It's fairly intense on the hips, that one, so we're going to do the shoulder bridge just to give the hips a little bit of a breather there. So bringing the heels in as close as you can to your bum. We have our arms relaxed on the floor. We take an inhale of breath, we tilt the pelvis and we push the lower back into the floor, and then we exhale as we come up into the bridge position. And then we inhale, we slowly lower the spine back down, one vertebrae at a time, and we exhale back into neutral. So again, we inhale and we exhale as we come up, and we inhale and exhale down. For the progression, we inhale and exhale into bridge. Then we take an in-breath, arms overhead. Exhale, bring your hands to the floor. And then inhale and exhale as you slowly release down. So the challenge is in the maintenance of that bridge position for the duration that your arms are moving. So strengthening the abdominals and the back, also mobilising the spine as well. Okay, well done everybody. Let's do one more if you can. We're going to bring our knees in towards us for our release stretch. Okay, so we're going to bring ourselves up to sitting position now. So this one is isolation of our stomach muscles. We're bringing our hands around the backs of our legs for the first option. We take an in-breath, we tilt the pelvis and we flex through the spine, and then we exhale, we come back to upright posture, and again we breathe in, tilt, gently flex through the spine there, and then exhale as we come back up. So it's just important to make sure you're not trying to do this with a straight back. We need to be kind to the spine, getting that pelvis tilting to get the flexion in the spine there. So if that's too easy for you, then you can bring your arms forward, you breathe in, tilt and curve. Now as you breathe out, you carry on going towards the floor. Then you inhale when you feel like you need to change direction, and then you exhale as you sit up nice and tall at the top. So it's 2 breaths on the way down to the mat, and 2 breaths to return. And then your progression is to slowly come all the way down, and then you take your arms over your head. As you breathe in, your arms, your head, your shoulders lift together. And then you exhale as you sit up nice and tall. So it's all about control of the movement, making sure we're not just throwing ourselves around, hoping for the best. So after a few repetitions of this one, you'll probably start to feel your stomach muscles shaking. we're going to do one more if you can. And then we're going to have a lie down on our backs again, full body stretch. Okay, so we're going to roll over now. We're going to focus on the muscles up the spine. So we're going to do the swan dive. I've got 3 options for you to choose from here. So as we lie on our stomachs, it's really easy to just forget to hold the stomach muscles in and just kind of let gravity take over, but we just work against that. Keep squeezing those stomach muscles in, belly button up towards the spine. Arms just to elbows to shoulder height and at 90 degrees. So we tuck the chin in, keep the spine and the neck nice and long and in line with the head. So we breathe in, and then on the out breath we lift the head, shoulders, top of the chest, and then we breathe in as we slowly release. And we breathe out again, and we breathe in. So for the progression, you can let your arms lift away from the floor as well. And you can also take your arms straight out in front of you and have your head, arms, chest lifting as well. So we just need to make sure that we're not lifting the legs and squeezing the glutes. So we keep the lower half of the body completely relaxed, and then we're targeting those muscles in the back that we want to strengthen. If you've forgotten about the breathing, we're breathing out on the way up and we're breathing in on the way down. And just a couple more if you can. Yeah, just going to bring ourselves into what we call the child pose, release stretch. So we sit back over our heels and we just bring our arms next to our legs. So it's a modified version rather than having the hands here. Just bring them next to the legs. I keep forgetting to look at the time in these sessions. Okay, so we're going to finish off with a nice one. So we're going to do the cat stretch, which is a really lovely spine mobiliser. So we're coming onto the hands and the knees. Alright, we start off by taking a breath in, and then on the out breath we tuck the pelvis under and we roll up through the spine, and then we tuck the chin in just like a cat. So then we breathe in as we hold there, and then on the out breath we release the head first, then we work our way down the spine, relaxing the pelvis, sticking the bum out. We breathe in and hold there, and then we breathe out. So we start through the pelvis, work our way from the bottom of the spine to the top, tucking in the chin. We inhale and hold, and then we exhale as we release. Breathe in to hold, breathe out as we flex. in to hold, and then breathe out as you relax. Excellent, keep going. Just going to make that the last one. And then release. So well done everybody. I hope you enjoyed your session this evening. All the classes are on tomorrow, starting at 10 AM. So I'll be with you at 1 o'clock for legs, bums and tums. Hope to see you then. Take care.